Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to cut an off-shoulder bustier with a sweetheart neckline. So if it's something you would love to learn, do well to watch to the end of the video, like, share and subscribe. So without further ado, let's jump right into the main video. So I'm going to rule a starting line here, which is going to be my shoulder line as well. So this is our shoulder line and our starting line. From the line, I'm going to come down to take my vertical measurement. So from my shoulder to my bust point is 9.5 inches. I'm going to mark that and mark it here to have a straight line. I'll go ahead and extend the point across this way. Then from the shoulder line again, I'm going to come down to mark my under bust. From my shoulder to my under bust is 12 inches. I'll mark that all the way to have a straight line across. I'll go ahead and extend the point across as well. Then from the shoulder line again, I'm going to come down to mark my waist point. From my shoulder to my waist in front is 16 inches. You know, from your shoulder to your waist in front and back is not the same, so do well to take the measurement appropriately. So from my shoulder to my waist in front is 16 inches. I'll extend the point across. So this is my waistline, this is my under bust line, and this is my bust line. So I'm going to come to the shoulder line here, divide my shoulder by 2. I'll mark it here. At that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. I'll connect from the shoulder slope to the neck width this way. I'm going to come here to mark my neck depth. I'm going to mark 3 inches, though we'll not be needing it for this tutorial, but we're just going to use it as a guide. Then I'll connect it this way. The next thing is to mark our chest line. And how to get your chest line: divide your bust by 6, add 1.5 inches to the measurement, and that gives me 7. I'll go ahead and extend the point across. So this is our chest line. On my chest line, I'm going to come here to mark my shoulder measurement just so I can have a straight line. I'll connect from the shoulder slope all the way to the point we just marked on the chest line. So I'm going to come to this line, divide it into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint. The midpoint of 7 is 3.5. At that point, I'll go in by half an inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4. I'm going to connect all these points to form my armhole. So I'll just take my curve rule and connect it all the way to form my armhole this way. The next thing is to mark our dart, and to mark your dart, you are going to divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. That is your bust span. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. I'm going to mark it on the chest line, on the bust line, on the under bust line, and I'll also mark it on the waist line. I'll go ahead and connect all these points together with a straight line. So on the under bust line, on the center front, I'm going to mark half an inch. Then on the side front, I'll mark 1 inch. But if you're a plus size person, mark 1 inch on the center front and then 1.5 inches on the side front. I'll repeat the same thing on the waistline, half inch on the center front, then 1 inch on the side front. I'll connect the points together this way. So I'm going to come down from the bust line by 1 inch, and I'll connect with my curve rule from the under bust all the way to that 1 inch this way. I'll do the same thing on this other side. So now you are going to determine where your top will stop. So I'm going to be going off from the chest line by 2 inches. All right. So if you are measuring from the starting line, that is like 5 inches from the shoulder line. So at this point, I'm going to make sure I have my bust span divided by 2 here as well. I'll connect from this line all the way to that point, and I'm going to extend this line across this way. So this is our new chest line. So I'm going to mark half an inch on both sides of this line here, and I'll connect back into the original line with my curve rule this way. So this is what we have. What we are going to do right now, we are going to mark our sweetheart neck. So it depends on how deep you want your sweetheart to be. So from the new chest line, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. You can mark all the way to the chest line, but I don't want my cleavage to show, so I'm just going to connect from here to that point. The next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust measurement. I'll come to the waist, mark my waist. The 1.5 inches for that, I'm going to replace it, and I'll go ahead and connect my markings together. The next thing is to add our sewing allowance. So I'm going to be adding my sewing allowance of 1.5 inches, and I'll connect the points together as well. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to mark our bust dart. And to mark your bust dart, this is the difference you have from your shoulder to your waist at the back and from your shoulder to your waist in front. Like I said earlier, from my shoulder to my waist in front is 16, while for the back is 14.5 inches. So the difference is 1.5 inches. So I came down from the bust line by 1.5 inches and I connected it this way. So we're going to be cutting this out, and this is basically it for the front pattern. I'll go ahead and cut. Make sure to close down your dart before cutting so that you can adjust your line properly if they are not aligning. So this is what we have. This is the center front. You can see the sweetheart effect there, and this is the side front. So we have the front complete. So this is it for the front. You see how beautiful this came out. So we're going to keep this aside so that we can work on the back pattern. For the back pattern, I've already marked my bust line, my waistline, and this is my zipper allowance of 1 inch. All right, I'm going to come to the shoulder line, divide my shoulder by 2. I'll mark it here. At that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'm going to mark my neck width of 3 inches, and I'll connect like this. I'm going to come down to mark my neck depth of 1 inch, though we don't need this for this tutorial, but we are doing it for the sake of the beginner so that they will understand what we are doing here. So, the next thing, I'm going to come down to mark my chest line using the same formula we use for the front. Divide your bust by 6, add 1.5 inches to the measurement. I will extend the point across. Then I'm going to label this chest line. On my chest line, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurements here, and I'll connect from the shoulder slope all the way to the points we just marked on the chest line. I'm going to come to this line, divide what I have here into 2 to get a midpoint. At the midpoint, I'll go in by 1/2 inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4, and I'll connect all the points together to form my armhole. So the next thing is to mark the darts. Divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2, just the way we did for the front, and mark it on the chest line and also on the waistline. I'll connect the 2 points together. Then on the waistline, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of this line here. Then I'm going to come down from the chest line by 1 inch, and I'll connect my darts. So I'm going to come off from the chest line by 2 inches as well, and I'll extend this point to that point. I will extend the line across this way as well. So the next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust. I'll mark my waist measurement here. I will replace the 1 inch for that, and I'll go ahead and connect my markings this way. The next thing is to add our sewing allowance of 1.5 inches, just the way we added to the front pattern, and I'll connect as well. So I'm going to come to the waist here, mark 1/2 inch on the zipper allowance. This is to eliminate zip bulge so that our zip will not bulge around the waist, and I'm going to slant it up this way. We are going to take out this excess that we don't need, and this is basically for the back. Go ahead and cut this out. So this is our center back and this is our side back, and we're going to be cutting ×2 of each piece. But if you don't want to have too many pieces, you can just tape it down so that you can cut this as one piece instead of having plenty pieces, and then you can cut it 2 times. And this is our side front and this is our center front, and this is basically it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe before you go. If you find this video helpful, like and share, and if you have any question, do to drop it in the comment section and I will attend to it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.